Have you ever heard of a country so small it could fit into a corner of most major cities, yet so old it makes the Roman Empire look like recent history? Today, we are journeying to the heart of Italy to uncover the incredible story of San Marino, the world's oldest surviving republic. How has this tiny nation, perched on a mountain, outlasted empires, dodged invasions, and maintained its independence for over 1,700 years? The answer is a fascinating tale of luck, diplomacy, and sheer stubbornness. Our story begins way back in the year 301 AD with a stonemason named Marinus. Fleeing persecution from the Roman Emperor Diocletian, Marinus and a group of fellow Christians sought refuge on the slopes of Mount Titano. Here, he built a small chapel and founded a community based on the principles of freedom and peace. His last words to his followers were "Relinquo vos liberos ab utrocomen," which means "I leave you free from both men," referring to the emperor and the pope. This powerful declaration of independence became the very foundation of San Marino. For centuries, while the rest of Europe was a chaotic chessboard of rising and falling kingdoms, San Marino quietly went about its business. Its isolated, mountainous location was its greatest defense. It was difficult to attack and offered little strategic or economic value to potential conquerors. Why bother invading a tiny rock when there were entire kingdoms ripe for the taking? So, the San Marinese people were largely left alone to develop their unique form of government. Unlike the monarchies surrounding them, San Marino established a republic. They weren't ruled by a king, but by two captains regent, elected every 6 months. This system, which is still in place today, was revolutionary for its time. It prevented any single person from accumulating too much power and ensured a continuous cycle of leadership. Their government was based on a set of statutes written in the 1600s, which some argue are the world's oldest written constitutions still in effect. This commitment to republican ideals became a core part of their identity. Of course, staying independent wasn't always easy. There were a few close calls. In the 1500s, Cesare Borgia, the infamous and ambitious nobleman, briefly conquered the republic. But his rule was short-lived, and upon his death, San Marino quickly regained its freedom. Then, in 1739, a cardinal from the Papal States decided he wanted San Marino for himself and occupied it. The San Marinese people didn't fight back with weapons, they fought back with diplomacy. They appealed directly to the Pope, who, recognizing their long-standing rights, ordered the cardinal to withdraw. It was a victory of wits over might. Perhaps the most pivotal moment in San Marino's history came with the arrival of Napoleon Bonaparte. As Napoleon marched across Europe, redrawing maps and toppling old regimes, he was utterly charmed by this tiny, ancient republic. He saw it as a model of the republican virtues he claimed to champion. Instead of conquering it, Napoleon offered San Marino friendship and even proposed expanding its territory. But the leaders of San Marino, with incredible foresight, politely declined. They understood a crucial lesson. Accepting gifts from a powerful neighbor could create obligations and dependencies. They knew their survival depended on remaining small, neutral, and unassuming. By refusing to grow, they guaranteed their continued existence. This policy of neutrality and offering asylum proved to be their secret weapon time and time again. During the unification of Italy in the 19th century, San Marino provided a safe haven for Giuseppe Garibaldi, one of Italy's founding fathers, as he was being pursued by his enemies. This act of generosity earned them the eternal gratitude of the newly formed Kingdom of Italy. In return for their help, Italy signed a treaty guaranteeing San Marino's independence, a promise that has been honored ever since. Even during the darkest days of World War II, San Marino clung to its neutrality. Despite being completely surrounded by fascist Italy, the Republic declared itself neutral and took in over 100,000 refugees, 10 times its own population at the time. This incredible humanitarian effort strained their resources to the breaking point, but reinforced their status as a sanctuary of peace in a world at war. Though it was accidentally bombed by the Allies, who mistakenly believed German forces were using its territory, the Republic endured. So, how does a 1,700-year-old republic survive in the 21st century? Today, San Marino thrives. It's not a member of the European Union, but it uses the euro. It has its own postal stamps, which are a huge collector's item, and its own military, which is one of the smallest in the world and mostly ceremonial. Its economy is built on tourism, banking, and manufacturing. Millions of visitors every year climb the steep, winding roads to Mount Titano to walk through its medieval streets, explore its 3 iconic towers, and catch breathtaking views of the Italian countryside. Walking through San Marino feels like stepping back in time. You can stand in the Piazza della Libertà, the Square of Liberty, and imagine the centuries of leaders who governed from the Palazzo Pubblico. You can watch the changing of the guard, a tradition that has continued for hundreds of years. It's a living museum, a testament to an idea born from a simple stonemason seeking freedom. The story of San Marino is more than just a historical curiosity. It's a powerful lesson in survival. It teaches us that strength isn't always about size or military power. Sometimes, it's about being clever, being humble, and staying true to your principles. By choosing diplomacy over war, neutrality over alliance, and liberty over conquest, this tiny nation on a mountain has outlasted nearly every empire in history. It's a real-life David that never even had to fight Goliath. From a refuge for a persecuted saint to a modern, prosperous nation, San Marino is a miracle of history. It is a reminder that even the smallest community can carve out its own destiny and hold onto it for millennia, simply by being smart, being brave, and maybe a little bit lucky. What an incredible legacy! Thanks for joining me on this journey to the world's oldest republic. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next historical adventure. See you next time.